Hello, welcome back to another breaking news update. My name is Jimmy Boyd, and you were watching Boyd News. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today. I've got some updates coming out from Israel to share with you. We're going to talk some more about this upcoming attack, potentially from Iran. I've got more information to share in regards to that. Some of the big news coming out from Israel right now is they're on high alert, as last night they were expecting Iran to carry out an attack. This did not happen. Apparently, the Israelis had intelligence that Iran was preparing to launch a large-scale attack starting last night. We even had Yoav Gallant, the gentleman on the left side of your screen, contact U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin and the Pentagon immediately to inform them that there was imminent attack coming from Iran. And I thought this was when it was going to go down last night. But then probably about maybe an hour later, we had a complete reversal, a 180. All of a sudden, Iran was not going to attack anymore. So I don't know what the information was that the Israelis were able to obtain, what type of intelligence they got that proved that a large-scale attack was about to occur. But that was the latest, and this was the report that came out yesterday. Israeli minister tells U.S. that large-scale Iranian attack is expected. Okay, so now what we're hearing, the newest update was that because the attack did not take place last night, they are saying they're expecting a response from Iran sometime in the next couple days, okay? And the reason why I say that is on Thursday, which is just, 3 days from now. Today's Monday, August 12, 2024. They're expecting a major response coming from Iran sometime before Thursday, which is when the peace talks start again between Hamas and Israel. Okay, so we'll see, what comes from those negotiations once they start to carry them out. But right now, we are expecting a major attack from Iran sometime before Thursday, before these talks begin. I've talked a lot about that over the last few days and why that is. So I want to show you a few reports here real quick from the Times of Israel. And then we will go ahead and jump over to X, and I'll show you guys some things that are happening inside of Israel. And one of the other big things is Israel came under attack by rockets again just yesterday. We'll show you guys some video footage here in just a little bit. But from the Times of Israel coming out today, IDF were on peak alert for attack by Iran, Hezbollah, but no change to emergency guidelines. This is Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, the IDF spokesman. The IDF spokesman, Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari, again says there is still no changes to emergency guidelines for civilians, even as reports claim that an Iranian attack on Israel is imminent. He says that the military is on peak alert for a potential attack from Iran or Hezbollah in Lebanon. In recent days, we are tracking our enemies and the developments in the Middle East, especially Hezbollah and Iran, Hagari says in a press conference. He says that the Israeli Air Force has increased its patrols over Lebanon to detect and intercept threats. We view these statements of our enemies seriously and are therefore prepared at the highest level of readiness for defense and attack, Hagari says. Regarding this with the Israeli Air Force patrolling over Lebanon, I've got video footage here in just a little bit to show you of an Apache helicopter, an attack helicopter by the Israelis flying over, I think it's in like northern Israel or something, and they're basically taking out some sort of air target. I don't know what it is, but I'll show you guys that here in a little bit. So they definitely are watching the skies right now. Hagari says that there are no changes to the Homefront Command guidelines, and if there are, we will update immediately. We will update the public as early as possible without giving our enemies an intelligence or operational advantage, he adds. Okay, so right now they're just waiting for this expected attack to show up, and we'll see if Iran's going to carry this thing out. It's definitely seeming very strange the way Iran is doing this. They are definitely dragging this out, and they have come out saying they're doing this on purpose, but we have no idea, and even the U.S. along with Israel has no idea whether this attack is actually going to be carried out. But let me show you this on the Times of Israel as well. This also came out today. In joint statement, U.S., France, Germany, Italy, U.K. expressed support for Israel against Iranian threat. U.S. President Joe Biden spoke to the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, and the U.K. today to discuss de-escalating tensions in the Middle East and a ceasefire in Gaza, a White House spokesperson says. In a joint statement released by the White House, the leaders of all 5 countries also expressed support for Israel against any Iranian threat. The leaders say they endorse a call for the United States, Qatar, and Egypt for a renewal of talks for a Gaza ceasefire to conclude a hostage truce deal as soon as possible. They stress there is no further time to lose, the statement says. Okay, so Obviously, this Gaza ceasefire thing needs to happen here very soon, because also at the same time, Iran's preparing to attack. They have come out and said that this has nothing to do with what's going on down in Gaza, but we all know at the same time, Iranian-backed groups around the Middle East are targeting Israel, trying to put pressure on them to end this war in the Gaza Strip, and we hopefully are going to see that here in the next couple weeks. It all depends on how these ceasefire talks go. But yeah, definitely U.S., France, Germany, Italy, and the U.K. willing to support Israel, okay, in this fight. If they end up getting into a war with Iran or whatever happens here, they're going to come to their aid and defend them. Probably some of these nations will, maybe not all of them, but we already know that multiple Arab nations as well are going to come to Israel's aid and defend them, okay? So I want to show you some stuff on X now. I'm going to jump on over here and show you a few things that are going on independent news. Vice Grad 24 breaking. The Israeli Air Force and Military Intelligence Directorate placed on high alert after noticing signs in Iran indicating an imminent attack against Israel. Okay, this was yesterday around 3 p.m. when this was starting to come out, and I wanted to show you this, that these were the signs that we were seeing that an attack was imminent, about to be carried out. Okay, so also this was some big news that came out shortly after, just a couple hours later. Times of Israel alerts, live update. Pentagon says U.S. to deploy guided missile submarine and a strike group to the Middle East. Okay, so another aircraft carrier and strike group heading to the Middle East. I think it's the Abraham Lincoln, USS Abraham Lincoln. And also, we've got the USS, is it Georgia? I could be wrong on the name, but a guided missile submarine, nuclear submarine, that is heading to the Middle East as well. Okay, so that's a big sign. If there's a nuclear sub heading over here too, then there's obviously major threats in the region, and these nuclear subs can carry something like 150 or more guided missiles, okay, or cruise missiles. So we'll see what happens here, but obviously lots and lots of military hardware going to the Middle East, and this is obviously more in deterrence to prevent Iran from carrying out this attack. But at the same time, if they do carry out this attack, look at all the U.S. assets that are in the region right now. I mean, this is looking and shaping to be a major war over here if Iran decides to carry out this attack. We even heard there was like 12 to 24 F-22 Raptors that were also heading over to the Middle East as well. So lots and lots of U.S. equipment heading over there. Okay, so the Times of Israel reports in reversal. Israel said to now believe Iran plans to attack in the next few days. Okay, so this is what came out just 3 hours later after we heard that Israel was about to come under an imminent attack from the Iranians, okay? Then all of a sudden, reversal, attack's not happening. Oh, it's going to happen in a few days is what we're being told now. So who knows? Maybe we won't have any kind of attack happen. I have no idea. But definitely this thing's been dragged out long enough where people are speculating as to when it's going to happen and if it will happen. All right, so let's move on here. From Megatron Ron, says breaking. New strikes on military bases in Israel by Hezbollah. Iron Dome is completely dead and non-functional. Okay, so from what I understand, yesterday these were Katyusha rockets that were originally from Russia that were being used by Hezbollah to target multiple bases, military bases inside of Israel. We've got two videos to take a look at here, and we can clearly see that the Iron Dome is not taking down these rockets that are incoming. So take a look at this. All right, guys, this is very insane to see. I mean, look at the amount of rockets that are landing. It looks like dozens, maybe 20 or more rockets landing in this area. We don't know exactly what was targeted in this spot right here. It's very hard to see because it's dark as well. But look at all these rockets going off and landing in this area. This must be maybe a military base, who knows? But clearly the Iron Dome was not working. So just think about this. If Hezbollah, along with all the proxy groups in Iran, in Iraq and Syria, and also the Houthis and Iran at the same time all strike Israel with, you know, hundreds or thousands of missiles and drones, Israel could definitely get leveled here, okay? If they can't defend themselves from 30 rockets coming from Lebanon, how are they going to defend from, you know, potentially thousands of rockets and drones coming into their country. So it's just absolutely insane, guys. I want to show you one more video here. Let's pull this one up too. So in this video, off in the distance, we can see multiple explosions going off. These are probably those same rockets, those Katyusha rockets that are being used by Hezbollah. This might be the same attack, just maybe it's somebody that recorded it from further away. But from what we understand, there was multiple military bases that were targeted just yesterday in Israel. So let's go ahead and carry on here, guys. Next up, from Jackson Hinkle, Hezbollah has bombed Israel using Russian Katyusha missiles. Okay, so these were the photos that were coming out here, basically from that video that we were just watching. But this was confirmation that these were Katyusha rockets that were being fired. Okay, and then also here's a picture for you as well from Megatron Ron. In tonight's massive attack on Israel, Hezbollah used the Russian Katyusha rocket launcher, which Iron Dome failed to intercept almost any of the missiles. Okay, so this is a Russian Katyusha rocket launcher system, okay? And this was being used by Hezbollah, firing these rockets into Israel, targeting their military bases, and who knows what else was hit. We're still waiting for more information to come out on that attack, but at least 30 rockets were fired from what we understand. And again, the Iron Dome did not shoot them down. Why? Why did the Iron Dome allow these to come in? I have no idea. But we have seen this at times, okay? For the most part, the Iron Dome takes down majority of the projectiles coming into their country. But every now and then, these things come in. It's like the Iron Dome is not even online. So I thought that was very interesting. If you guys have any information as to why that might be, go ahead and share that down below for us in the comment section so we can get some extra information as to why that might be the case here. So let's take a look from Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin now. He put out a post here on X. I called Israeli Minister of Defense Gallant on Sunday to reiterate our commitment to take every possible step to defend Israel and noted the strengthening of U.S. military force posture and capabilities throughout the Middle East. Reinforcing this commitment, I have ordered the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group, equipped with F-35C fighters, to accelerate its transit to the Central Command area of responsibility, adding to the capabilities already provided by the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group. I also ordered the USS Georgia SSGN 729 guided missile submarine to the Central Command region. Okay, guys, this is absolutely huge. This is part 1 of 2. He also put another post here as well. We also discussed Israel's operations in Gaza and the importance of mitigating civilian harm, progress towards securing a ceasefire, and release of hostages held in Gaza, and our efforts to deter aggression by Iran, Lebanese Hezbollah, and other Iran-aligned groups across the region. We agreed the Iran-aligned militia attack on U.S. forces stationed and Rumelia landing zone in Syria exemplifies Iran's continued destabilizing actions in the Middle East. Okay, so what does that state right there? The U.S. is ready to strike Iran, I believe. I think they're ready to strike them. Who knows if they get involved in this whenever this attack takes place. Look at all the amount of hardware that is over there, okay? 2 carrier strike groups, the Theodore Roosevelt, now the Abraham Lincoln is showing up over in the Middle East as well. Then we've got this submarine, okay, this nuclear submarine as well, the USS Georgia. Then we've got all these F-22 Raptors. I mean, just look at the amount of military hardware that is going to the Middle East right now. Why would they move all of this stuff over there if they weren't very sure that an attack was coming from Iran? I mean, this, to me, indicates that for sure we will see some sort of response coming from Iran. Now, will it come from them directly? We don't know for sure. But the proxy groups, will they carry out some sort of major attack? Would not surprise me if that were to happen. And clearly, there is about to be a war breaking out over here in the Middle East if this much military hardware is heading over here, okay? So let's go ahead and move on. And also, just again right here real quick to recap BRICS news. Just in, United States deploys nuclear-powered USS Georgia submarine to the Middle East. So I pulled this up just to get a photo for you to show a picture here of one of their submarines that have been deployed over here, okay? Also, OSNT Defender, an AH-64D Apache attack helicopter with the Israeli Air Force seen intercepting a hostile aerial contact earlier today over northern Israel. Now, we don't know exactly what was intercepted over here, But there's two videos here showing an Apache attack helicopter over Israel targeting something in their airspace. So go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So it makes you wonder what exactly they were targeting. Was it a drone or something, or maybe an incoming missile? I don't know, but we can see this thing definitely fire a missile right about right there, okay? It definitely targeted something. I wish the camera would pan over and we could see what exactly it was going after, but definitely was targeting something. So we got one more video to take a look at. Take a look at this one as well. Okay, so again, it looks like just from a different angle, this same helicopter targeting something. And again, it's very hard to see. We can see the missile heading off over that direction. Definitely goes upward. My guess is it was taking out a drone. Okay, I don't know. You guys let me know what you think down below, but I'm thinking maybe it was an incoming drone to their country and they shot it down with this Apache helicopter. But who knows exactly what they decided to take down there. Okay, so one last thing I want to discuss real quick is on the Times of Israel here. U.S. threatens to hold Iran accountable for election interference after Trump hacking. Okay, so a couple days ago, there was this report that came out here. Okay, it says Trump campaign says it was hacked, blames Iran. Okay, and apparently the Trump campaign was hacked. Some information may have been stolen, I think something like that. And Trump is immediately blaming Iran and saying Iran is responsible for this. And now it looks like the U.S. wants to hold them responsible. What are they going to do? They're saying this is election interference or whatnot. I don't know exactly the whole story of what's going on here, but I just wanted to share this with you. I thought this was interesting since this is in regards to Iran. And it really makes me wonder if Donald Trump gets back into the White House. I mean, he's spoken very hawkishly and provocatively towards Iran. He even came out one time and said that if he ever gets assassinated by Iranian, an Iranian group or somebody takes him out that's affiliated with Iran, that he hopes that the U.S. would wipe them off the face of the earth. He said something like that. So clearly, he is not very happy with Iran. And also, he's not very happy with the previous administration, the Biden administration, releasing a bunch of funds for Iran to gain the power structure that they've been able to build with all the money that was released to them. Okay, so Donald Trump comes out a lot and says, Iran used to be broke and now they're not broke anymore. And they've been able to produce all these missiles and drones and, equipment to attack other countries. And now they've got all these proxy groups that have expanded. So it makes me wonder, because he speaks so much like that about Iran, that if he ends up getting elected, I wonder if we would see a major campaign going after Iran, maybe even potentially militarily, if this war doesn't kick off before the elections even take place. Who knows what's going to happen here? But I just wanted to share that bit of details for you to let you know what's going on regarding the Trump campaign, that apparently he says it was hacked, and that they're saying this was election interference. But let me know what you think down below. That's going to be it for this update. If you got something out of this, please smash that like button. Also, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing down below. Hit the notification bell. That way YouTube can notify you. And with that, I hope you all have a great day. Everybody take care and God bless, and we'll see you in the next one.